Today, we'll be going around downtown Portland, Oregon, talking about what the restaurant scene is like now and what kind of foods you can get around the city. We'll also try to end the debate over who has the best donuts in the city, whether that is Blue Star or VooDoo Donuts. Then at the very end, I'll give my final recommendations on places you have to go. Breakfast burrito, which is the size of my hand. Given the current situation of everything that's going on, a lot of restaurants have not been open for in-restaurant dining, so we're picking it up a lot of the food and bringing it back to our hotel room. Hey guys, it's Jake and welcome to the channel where I share all videos, tips, and recommendations. And in today's video, we're gonna go on a food tour in Portland, Oregon. We'll be going to coffee shops, to food trucks, to sushi, and more. But first, if you guys could do me a huge favor and tap the like button, it just lets YouTube know that people like the content, so it will get shared with more people. And let's start to eat. With my last videos, I talked about things that you can do in downtown Portland and what makes Portland unique, as well as things to do outside of the city. We just got to Cannon Beach. You can head to Mount Hood, away to Witch's Castle, which has rumors of everything from murders to bathrooms to high school kickers. So we're gonna go try to figure out what it's really about. Given the current situation of everything that's going on, a lot of restaurants have not been open for in-restaurant dining, so we've been having to take a lot of it back to the hotel room, which is kind of a bummer. Kind of feel like you miss out on the full experience of it all. When I talk about the current situation, I mean because of the illness, a lot of restaurants have opened and then closed and opened again, and this list right here is all the restaurants that have permanently closed because of what's going on. The list just keeps on going and going and going. There have also been a lot of protests and riots that have been going on in downtown Portland. When we were there, we actually saw one which is peaceful, but I've seen images of some that are not. These are things that I think that you should be aware of if you're trying to go to downtown Portland, but enough of that, let's start our day. The first place that we're going to stop is Cafe Ombre, which had a wide variety of pastries as well as some tasty coffee. Stick around to see how it compares to other places we went, and now we're going to make our first donut stop by going to Blue Star. The restaurant wasn't open on the inside, so we're going to be trying the donuts and doing the review from the car.
Which one do you want to try first? We got an orange olive oil one. This one right here. This one is a raspberry rosemary buttermilk donut. And then this one is just an old-fashioned buttermilk donut. How is it?
They're pretty good. In my opinion, the donut is obviously really good. It's got like a crunch to it, I guess, but
it's like the outside is like perfectly fried.
Now we're on to the orange and olive oil, which I think sounds like an odd pairing, but we'll see how it goes.
I'm pretty excited about it.
How is it?
Pretty good.
That's better than what I was expecting. Yeah. Not least, the old classic.
The old-fashioned.
The old-fashioned buttermilk donut. And that one's also pretty good.
That's super good.
Do you have a favorite?
I think the raspberry rosemary is my favorite just because the flavors are the most unique.
Yeah.
And then my second would be the orange and olive oil.
Yeah.
This would be my third. This is super good, but I feel like it's just a classic glazed.
Yeah. I think that I like the other donuts over the buttermilk is with the buttermilk, it just seems like a lot of sugar. And with the other ones, it's more flavorful, and you can actually begin to taste them, and you're not just getting the sugar. Now, let's grab some lunch. And some pastries as well. Super random, but we went to a French pastry cafe to pick up some treats. The place we went was called Maurice's, and they had a variety of other things as well, but we wanted to get some Thai food. Spoiler alert, and that's coming up next. Now we're gonna have some Thai food, so it's kind of random pairing, but we'll see how it goes. And nearby was a place called Thai Peacock, and that's where we went. All right, so the things we got are a rosemary scone, and then there is a mango tart, there is like a butter cookie, there's some other kind of cookie, and there's some kind of chocolate something or other.
Try a scone first.
Okay.
It's like a little cupcake.
The pastry review. My personal favorite was the brown guy that had the jam on it. I have no idea what it was, but had a lot of fruit flavoring.
It was called a Peace Snow War cookie.
Yeah, okay. Know which one was your favorite?
I like the rosemary scone the best because it was like rosemary, so it was like savory, but it also has like this like sugar glaze on it, and then the texture was just really nice. That was my favorite.
There are no losers.
There's no bad ones.
And now it's on to Thai food. The Thai food was pretty good, and for being such a random pairing, it wasn't a bad lunch. Next up is pasta, and we're gonna go to Nostrana. The restaurant had good reviews, but was kind of on the expensive side. We tried going to Nostrana, but there was a wait list, so we're gonna kill some time by going across the street to Crush to grab a drink. Crush is a cool kitschy gay bar that serves American food and hosts a lot of events.
All the non-reservation people don't get to sit in the tent. Like it's an exclusive club that we're not in.
They did make us wait, but we do got free drinks. When you go, I would for sure recommend that you get a reservation so you can make sure that you have a table. We got the pasta as well as the pizza, and both were actually really good, and I would highly recommend it. You even got to use a pizza scissors. And just like that, day number 1 is over. We're gonna make our way to some coffee and stop by Stumptown, which now is a national brand where you can find it in your grocery store, but they originated here in Portland. Stumptown review.
It's actually pretty good. I just got an oat milk latte, but their espresso is nice.
Well, in Portland, we had to stop by Stumptown to try the original where it was created, and we also went to a place called Case Study, which had some good coffee, a variety of pastries, and a larger indoor dining space with a better look, in my opinion. Some pastries. When we went to Case Study, we're gonna try to eat them really quickly outside of the library before grabbing a real breakfast.
This one is just a marzipan scone, which the guy said was fire. And then this was just a lemon blueberry scone.
Pastries and the coffee are really good. When we were there, we were recommended a breakfast place called the Daily Feast, which did not disappoint. Veggie scramble, and then added ham, and then a 3-meat breakfast burrito, which is the size of my hand. Same size as my leg also. Food was really good, and what was great was the ingredients seemed like they were high quality, because with that massive of a breakfast burrito, there was no grease or juice and with the other scramble, it was great as well. We would highly recommend it, and on to the next. Two iconic things about being in Portland are food trucks in the rain, and we're getting both of them today. Going around in downtown Portland, you'll see a lot of food trucks or food trucks gathered together, and the place that we went was called Cartopia. They had a wide variety of food options such as chicken, American, pizza, a baked potato stand, and Mediterranean. But as I mentioned, this isn't the only place in town. We tried to go to some wineries which were outside of Portland, but we weren't able to because we needed a reservation. So we're gonna try to find some tasting rooms which are downtown and see how that goes. Like I mentioned, with everything going on, we didn't have a lot of luck. So you can head over to the McMenamin Kennedy School to grab a drink if you want. Yes, you can drink in an old school. We went to Bamboo Sushi, but we weren't able to actually eat in a restaurant, so we took it to go and we'll enjoy it at our hotel. They also have ice cream. Salt and Straw is now becoming more of a national brand, but they pride themselves on chef-driven ice cream and handmade using local ingredients. Now back to getting some coffee, and we're gonna go to Heart. Heart is a small chain within Portland that is a bustling coffee house that features house-roasted espresso drinks. We also nabbed a pastry from there, which is really good. You know, gearing us up to go try some donuts. Both had VooDoo Donuts in the past, so we only just got the one. It's something to be able to compare it to Blue Star, so we went with one of the old classics, the Captain Crunch donut. When it comes to the VooDoo Donuts, they have a pillowy kind of texture, as someone I know would describe it. I think that I prefer the donuts at Blue Star, but I think that the reason that VooDoo probably got super popular was because of crazy toppings. But I think that overall, for me, that I like the Blue Star donut better. And what about for you?
I think like VooDoo Donut, like I think they're always good, but because you can get them in more places now, it's like not as exciting. So I think if you come here to Portland, then you should definitely check out Blue Star over VooDoo Donut, just because, as I said, you can get VooDoo Donut in multiple locations now. Let's take the sugar high to lunch. We're about to go into Deschutes, which is a brewery that's highly recommended, so we'll check it out. Deschutes is a local brewery that has several locations around Portland and Oregon as well. They serve up beers that are brewed on site and are a gourmet pub food restaurant. Last but not least, we wanted to get some ramen because it's kind of cold there. So we went to Afuri. I probably butchered that name, but it was A-F-U-R-I, where we got a variety of snacks as well as getting the ramen that we were searching for. This was another location that wasn't open on the inside, but they did have outdoor seating. Last but not least, we'll go to Ruby Jewel, which is a scoop shop selling a freshly made handcrafted ice cream sandwich. Went to Ruby Jewel, which specializes in ice cream sandwiches. So now it's time to dive in. We didn't go crazy and just got the double chocolate and a strawberry. They are extremely tasty. We did venture outside of the city and went to a brewery near Cannon Beach, as well as some wineries, which you can find in my other Portland videos. The places that I would say that you have to go to are the Daily Feast, Case Study, Maurice, Nostrana, which is kind of expensive, Ruby Jewel, and of course Blue Star. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a better idea of where to eat when you're coming to Portland. And if you guys want to see more travel videos, then check out my channel page. And if you want to be around for when I post my next video, do not forget to subscribe. See you guys next time.